You need an edge to make money, too. People have incredible edges, and they throw them away.
In this video, I'm going to show you Peter Lynch's probably the best advice on investing, how people throw it away, and I'm going to show you how it applies to one of our investments. If you're new to this channel, my name is Mariusz Konieczny, the most important YouTuber on YouTube, which means that you better subscribe, click the notification button, like the video, and comment on the video. And the reason why you want to click on the notification button is so that you get notified and watch the video within the first hour, which is extremely important for the performance of the video. And you might ask, but what if my wife is at the hospital giving birth? Well, you tell her to hold on until you finish watching the video. What if you are giving birth? Well, tell the baby to hold on until you finish the video. I also run Microcap Explosions, which is a private membership website dedicated for microcap investments. This is where I share and find investment opportunities that are not unknown to the market. I also published about 10 books on investing, one of which is available for a free download at microcapexplosions.com. Also on this channel, I talk about my 3 biggest investments, which are Oracle, Globex, and Voxtr. To start the video, let me play you what Peter Lynch had to say about having an edge.
You need an edge to make money, too. People have incredible edges, and they throw them away. I'll give you a quick example of SmithKline. This is a stock that had Tagamet. Now, you didn't have to buy SmithKline when Tagamet was doing clinical trials. You didn't have to buy SmithKline when Tagamet was talked about in the New England Journal of Medicine or the British version, Lancet. You could have bought SmithKline when Tagamet first came out, a year after it came out. Let's say your spouse, your mother, your father, you were a nurse, you were a druggist, you're writing all these prescriptions. Tagamet was doing an amazing job of curing ulcers, and it was a wonderful pill for the company because if you just stopped taking it, the ulcer came back. See, it would have been a crummy product that you took it for $1 and it went away, but it was a great product for the company. But you could have bought it 2 years after the product was on the market and made 5 or 6 times your money. I mean, all the druggists, all the nurses, all the people, millions of people saw this product. And they're out buying oil companies, or drilling rigs, It happens. And then 3 years later or 4 years later, Glaxo, even a bigger company, it's a huge company, a British company, brought out Zantac, which was a better, at that time, an improved product. And you could have seen that take market share, do well. You could have bought Glaxo and triple your money. So you only need a few stocks in your lifetime. They're in your industry. I think of people, if you'd worked in the auto industry, let's say you're an auto dealer the last 10 years, you would have seen Chrysler come up with a minivan. You've seen, if you're a Buick dealer, a Toyota dealer, Honda dealer, you would have seen the Chrysler dealership packed with people. You could have made 10 times your money on Chrysler a year after the minivan came out. Ford introduced the Taurus Sable, the most successful line of cars in the last 20 years. Ford went up 7-fold on the Taurus Sable. So if you're a car dealer, you only need to buy a few stocks every decade. When your lifetime's over, you don't need a lot of 5-baggers to make a lot of money starting with $10,000 or $5,000. So in your own industry, you're going to see a lot of stocks, and that's what bothers me. There are good stocks out there looking for you, and people just aren't listening, and they're just not watching it. And they have incredible edges. People have big edges over me. There's lots of ways to make money in your own industry. You can be a supplier in the industry. You can be a customer. This thing happens in the paper industry. It happens in the steel industry. It doesn't happen every week. But if you're in some field, you'll see a turn. You'll see something in the publishing industry. These things come along, and it's just mind-boggling. People throw it away.
You see, we all have particular expertise. We all have particular knowledge in certain industries because we might have jobs here, or we might have a friend here, or we might use a product here, or we might see a new product coming online. And you see, this gives us an incredible advantage over Wall Street or any broker, any financial advisor. Yet, unfortunately, most people throw this advantage away. When they have a particular advantage, what do? They ignore it. But even if they don't ignore it, they might look at something and then they might make a phone call to the broker or financial advisor and ask What do you think? So this is like asking somebody who doesn't know anything about the business for advice because that particular business knows something about investing. You see, in order to be successful, you have to know about the business and you have to know about investing. So you are the person that knows about the business, about the product, and you're asking somebody who doesn't know anything about the business for advice. How crazy is that? The financial advisor, in order to give you a particular opinion, that person should either say, I don't know anything about it, let me take a look at the business and get back to you. But most of the time, they just say, no, it's not good, because from their point of view, the numbers might not look good at that point, but they don't realize that something is about to happen. You, on the other hand, know about the business, and you might be afraid because you don't know enough about investing. So the best thing for you to do would be to actually learn a little bit about investing and see if what the knowledge you have actually can benefit you and give you an edge over others. Now, let me give you an example of this certain thing that's happening. I've talked on this channel about Voxtr. I made an 11 video series about Voxtr. So Voxtr is in the real estate space, okay? It is revolutionizing the appraisal and title business. Recently, it signed up a client, UWM, the biggest wholesale lender, on its appraising platform. And here's a video from UWM.
Good morning. I'm Justin White, and this is your Inside Pass. We'll get to your market update in just a moment. But first, let's bring in today's insider. Dustin Singleton is here, and we are talking about Appraisal Direct. Dustin, good morning.
Good morning.
So what should our clients out there know about Appraisal Direct?
Yes, so Appraisal Direct is an amazing program, an amazing team that we rolled out several months ago that's been, again, a huge success. So no longer does any bank or any retail arm have an advantage over our brokers, not having to order an appraisal through a third party or through an AMC. So again, it's been a huge success. 70% of the appraisals done through UWM are actually done through Appraisal Direct. So to put that into perspective, that's tens of thousands of appraisals per month. And we only see that number growing in the future.
Okay, Dustin, how are successful clients leveraging Appraisal Direct to help grow their business right now?
Yes, so one of the most recent updates that we've had to Appraisal Direct is now our brokers have the transparency of seeing when they order an appraisal if there's 70 appraisers in that area or if there's 70. So they do have the ability to still order through an AMC if their preferences are set correctly. But to answer your questions, our best brokers are taking it a step further. If they notice an area is underserved, reaching out to their favorite appraiser or reaching out to their realtor's favorite appraiser, making sure they have the appraisal sign up link, getting them signed up. So in the future, making sure that area isn't under service. So brokers, if you don't have the link, reach out to your AE, make sure you have it, and let's continue to grow this team, grow this program for the years to come.
Dustin, great information. Thank you.
Thank you.
So UWM is a client that introduced what's called Appraisal Direct. And Appraisal Direct is powered by ANOW, which is owned by Voxtr. Now, this is a huge, monumental shift in the appraisal industry, okay? I know about this, and I know what's going on because I used to be a real estate appraiser. I used to be a real estate broker. I know what's going on. I know that the appraisal industry is the bottleneck of the real estate transaction. And here you have a company like Voxtr that is solving this problem, and the biggest wholesale lender signed up for its platform. Do you think people in real estate are aware of this? Do you think all the brokers or the appraisals or the appraisers or the people that work for UWM, do you think they're taking advantage of this information, that here is this little Voxtr coming in and solving this huge problem, and now UWM is processing or running the 70% of its appraisal flow through ANOW platform? And when it started, the flow was maybe 40, 50%. Now it's up to 70%. Why is it up to 70%? Because obviously the solution is working for them. Obviously, it's making UWM more competitive in the market. That's why they are using it. They are obviously happy with the platform. Otherwise, they wouldn't be increasing it. But people in the industry, whether go and try it out. Go ahead and try it out on your own. Talk to your broker friends. Talk to your mortgage friends. Talk to whoever is in real estate and ask them, hey, have you heard about Voxtr? Maybe they've heard about Voxtr. If they work in the mortgage industry, they probably already heard about, they definitely heard about UWM. They might not know about Voxtr because UWM didn't want the world to know that Voxtr is behind their appraisal direct. So for competitive reasons, they want to keep it quiet because they want to be more competitive than Rocket Mortgage, former Quicken, or any other lender. They want to be faster on the closing times and the appraisals and all that. So they want to keep it a secret. But if you tell your friend, hey, there's this Voxtr powering the platform of UWM, see what they're going to say. See if the light bulb is going to click for them. It's like, hey, something is changing in the real estate industry. I can make a lot of money on it. No, not a chance. Maybe 1% of them is going to do this. And actually, it happened to me. I was talking to a mortgage broker who was using UWM. The moment I told him about Voxtr, the Voxtr is behind it, he immediately bought the stock. So that's the smart guy. Most of them are going to give you an excuse of why not to buy the stock. Okay, most of them are so busy running around like chickens with their heads cut off that, first of all, they don't have any money. Second of all, they don't, like I said before, they don't know anything about stocks. So they know about the business. They have this advantage over Wall Street, and they're not going to use that advantage to make themselves rich or financially independent. Another thing is pay attention to Fannie Mae. Remember this article that I shared in my other video? How Fannie Mae had this working paper talking about how the closing costs are too high for first-time home buyers and low-income people. Remember that? They're setting it up. They're telling you that the closing costs are higher than the down payment for these people. Think about it, how ridiculous it is. How ridiculous it is for you to go and buy a house and for your closing costs to be higher than down payment. It's absolutely ridiculous. So now Fannie Mae is working on it, okay? If you understand what is going on, if you understand what's behind that working paper, why this paper was published, and how this paper is going to likely lead to huge profit for Voxtr, because Voxtr is the solution to this paper. Do you understand this? It is the solution to this paper. Literally word for word, Voxtr is the solution to this paper. Do you think people in real estate, with the knowledge of the title business, with the knowledge of the closing costs, do you think they're lining up to buy Voxtr shares? They have this huge advantage. This tectonic shift is happening in the real estate industry, in the title industry, and they are doing absolutely nothing about it. Instead, they're buying crypto or some stupid stocks, even if they're buying stocks. So this is an example, a perfect example of how people in the real estate industry, no matter what position they have, could be taking advantage of this, because at this point, Wall Street has absolutely no idea. I mean, they're not listening to this channel, right? That's why you're listening to this channel, because you're smart enough to realize that you can take certain information and take it to your advantage. In summary, I think Peter Lynch's advice, this particular advice, is one of the best advice that we can take. Let's all open our eyes. Look around what's happening around ourselves. Look around what's happening within our own industry. Is there anything happening? Is there any company? Is there any problem that some company is solving that is just at the beginning and the product is great, the product is taking off? Let's take advantage of it. Open our eyes. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.